Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. I'm Dr. Imran Mir. Today I will discuss research method section of a research paper or thesis, issues and solutions. Research method is an important section of a research paper or thesis. It shows what measures a researcher takes to verify a theory or model empirically. It provides information about targeted population, sampling procedures, research instruments, research approaches, sources of construct measures, techniques of assessing content and construct validity, as well as internal consistency. You should not confuse method with methodology. Methodology can be defined as philosophical assumptions, such as assumptions of a scientific method. When you write research method section of your research paper or thesis, the first thing you must do is to write about your targeted population, who are the source of your data. Generally, researchers mention about the targeted population of their research, yet I have seen sometimes some researchers target incompatible population. In other words, they collect data from wrong population. For instance, topic of research is factors affecting employee performance. Researcher has collected data from student population to address this issue. Technically speaking, targeted population should have job experience or they should be employee of some organization to address this issue. Student population usually do not have job experience. Collecting data from uninvolved subjects that are not part of the phenomenon that you are investigating threatens external validity. It means the findings of your research cannot be generalized to other people or organizations. Based on student data, if you conclude that strict working environment affects employee performance, it cannot be generalized to the real employees. What students think about employee performance, the same cannot be said about real employees. The recommended solution is that you should target the right population that meets the requirements of your research question. In addition, you should justify your targeted population by citing references from previous research. After writing about your targeted population, you must write about the sampling procedure that you applied to select samples from targeted population. Sampling procedures are techniques for selecting samples from targeted population. A sample is the part of entire population that is supposed to represent the entire targeted population. Sometimes researchers do not properly mention what sampling procedure or what type of sampling procedure they applied to select samples, probability sampling or non-probability sampling. Some researchers simply write they have applied simple random sampling. They do not mention about the number of total population, sample frame, sample elements, how they decided about the sample size, what formula they used to determine sample size. These are prerequisites for applying simple random sampling. In social sciences, usually researchers apply non-probability sampling such as convenience sampling. Convenience sampling is applied when data about total population is not available or inaccessible. As name indicates, in case of convenience sampling, researchers collect data only from those respondents who they can easily approach. The issue with non-probability sampling or convenience sampling is that the findings from such research which applies convenience sampling cannot be generalized to the entire targeted population. However, despite these issues, convenience sampling is applied by researchers. The simple solution is that you should quote or cite references from previous research to justify the use of non-probability sampling such as convenience sampling in your research. Once you have written about sampling procedure, you must write about the research approach. The use of research approach depends on the type of research. For instance, in case of descriptive research, survey approach is applied. Similarly, in case of cause and effect research, experiments are conducted for collection of data. In addition, you must clearly write about research instruments such as questionnaire that you used to record data from respondents. Third important issue is related to construct measures, items or scales. Sometimes researchers do not clearly mention whether they adopted, adapted or newly developed construct measures. If you adopt construct measures, it means that you do not make any change in those items. You use them as it. In case of adopted construct measures, you do not need to evaluate their validity. If you use adopted measures for your all constructs, the question arises, what is new in that research? Because there is no change in constructs. The only possible addition by your research may be how you link or theorize those constructs with each other. In case of adapted construct measures, you should assess content and construct validity as well as internal consistency of those measures. It is recommended that first you should evaluate content validity of adapted construct measures. Content validity indicates that items or measures truly represent the theoretical construct. It is a subjective assessment or judgment. It is evaluated by subject expert, or you can evaluate it by using literature. You can define theoretical constructs. In the light of those definitions, you can evaluate whether those items capture the theme or reflect the theme of that theoretical construct or not. Once you have assessed content validity, you must write about that in the research methods section of your research paper or thesis. After evaluating content validity, you must conduct pretest by using a small sample size of respondents to ensure that respondents understand the intended meanings of items and they understand the wording of items. You must write about the pretest in your research. After pretest, you must conduct a pilot study to assess construct validity. Construct validity indicates that items truly represent the theoretical constructs, or they reflect the intended meanings of theoretical constructs. Assessment of construct validity is essential before theory testing. You cannot avoid it. There are two important components of construct validity: convergent validity and discriminant validity. Convergent validity indicates that all items in a scale are closely related. On the other hand, discriminant validity indicates that measures of a theoretical construct are different than the measures of other constructs in the same theory or model. There are various methods available to assess or evaluate convergent and discriminant validity. For instance, you can use standardized estimates or beta values and their associated t-values to evaluate convergent validity. Statistically significant beta values and t-values less than 1.96 and greater than 1.96 indicate convergent validity. You can compare average variance extracted with interconstruct correlations to assess discriminant validity. Average variance extracted greater than interconstruct correlations indicate discriminant validity. These results are available in a MOS output file. You must assess construct validity before theory testing and clearly mention that in the research methods section of your research paper or thesis. Once you have assessed construct validity, you must evaluate internal consistency of construct measures. Internal consistency refers to the interconnectedness of items in a scale related to a particular construct. It describes the extent to which measures in a scale measure the same construct. Correlated item to total correlation and reliability tests are applied to assess internal consistency of construct measures. You must write or mention internal consistency of construct measures in your research paper once you have examined construct validity. To sum up this discussion, this all information must be available in the method section of a scientific paper or thesis. This was today's topic of discussion. Please subscribe this channel and like this video and share with others. Thank you. Allah Hafiz.